Chris, what is our first main topic today?
First one comes from James Hardy. Hi, John and crew. I have just seen an announcement from Variety that we will be getting A Quiet Place 3 for Mr. John Krasinski. Apparently announced at Paramount Pictures Investors Day presentation. I loved the first movie and its sequel. I know you like this franchise, so are you pumped for this? My only concern is this may start feeling like The Walking Dead and lose that initial vibe and shock. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in, man. And yeah, look, if you guys remember all the way back to 2018, I believe it was, when the first Quiet Place came out, I mean, the trailers looked really good. And like John Krasinski, and he was directing it and all that kind of stuff, it ended up being my number one favorite movie of the year. Number one favorite movie of the year. It was that at number one, Black Klansman at number two, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse at number three. And I think that was the same year that Infinity War came out. And I think that was the same year that Black Panther came out. But that was my top three. For me, A Quiet Place was the best movie of the year. I was amazed by what John Krasinski was able to do with tension, with silence, with imagery. I mean, again, to me, in a world where it's like, ooh, who can design the scariest monster? And ooh, look at them rip the belly out of that guy. The scariest, most body reactionary thing I've seen in a horror movie, maybe ever in my whole life, was Emily Blunt walking barefoot down a set of stairs, and the camera zooms in and you see there's a nail sticking up out of one of the stairs. And she's just carrying her laundry down, and as her foot goes on it, my body reacted in like nothing I've ever seen in any other kind of horror film. Simple, perfect, pure imagery that John Krasinski was able to do, and how he pulled that off, I absolutely loved it. Then they did A Quiet Place 2. I am still not sure whether or not I like it as much as number one, but either way, I loved it. Absolutely loved Quiet Place 2. Now, we've known that there was another spin-off coming. That's coming out next year, I think. But now there's actually a pure Quiet Place 3 also coming in 2025. This comes to us from the folks over at The Hollywood Reporter, who said the following. A Quiet Place 3 is officially in the works with a target release date of 2025. Filmmaker Reed Richards, John Krasinski. Filmmaker John Krasinski announced the news during a Paramount Investor Day on Tuesday. No writer or director has been announced, though it seems that Krasinski would be a natural choice. Since launching in 2018, the A Quiet Place franchise has become a crown jewel for Paramount, which also has a spinoff from Pig director Michael Sonoski in the works for 2023 based on an idea from Krasinski. This is, of course, The Cuckoo. The first Quiet Place co-written by Krasinski and the team of Brian Woods and Scott Beck turned the filmmaker into an A-list director. It earned rave reviews and $340.9 million globally for a little horror film. It did absolutely remarkable. I'll tell you what, I'm excited about this. I have not felt at all, like even after watching the second one, I've never felt for a second this is played out. Now, the person in the comments brings up The Walking Dead. You got to understand it's not an apples to apples comparison, because The Walking Dead every year puts out how many episodes? I'm going to guess. I don't even know what it is. I'm going to guess 12.
So they split it over 2 seasons. I mean, how are 2 sections? Or...
I don't know, 12 a year? So they, for argument's sake,
it might be like 18 to be honest.
Maybe, for argument's sake, I'll say 12 a year. So they have literally, you could have sat down to watch Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead 100 times? Probably, if you combine the two things, like 100 different times. Quiet Place I've been able to go watch twice over the span of 3.5 years. So no, I really don't think there's the same kind of danger of that as in with Walking Dead, even though they're doing a third. What is interesting is that they're doing the spinoff and A Quiet Place 3. So I guess they're going to kind of, I'm assuming, and you know what they say about assuming, it makes an ass out of you and you. So I am assuming here that the idea is the next Quiet Place, being directed by the Pig director, is going to be set with other characters in a different part of the world experiencing these events. And then getting back to A Quiet Place 3, I think we're probably going to come back to the Emily Blunt family. At least that's my guess at this point. Rob, you hear about this. What do you think about it? And I got to say, announcing a film for 2025 seems a little far off. Like, it's not often they announce a film that's 3 years off but whatever. What do you think about this news in general and their approach?
Well, I heard that this is actually about the remnants of the world's military employs a Norwegian death metal band to stage concerts so they can bring the creatures all into one place and exterminate them.
That's brilliant.
And I thought, I'll listen to that.
It's got to be Deathlock.
Death
Clock.
Death Clock. There you go. I thought that was, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not employ a loud metal band to just as a lure? I don't know, John. I think that A Quiet Place 2 was surprisingly effective, and it had some really great stuff in it. The first movie is terrific, and like you said, you don't know if it's played out. I can understand why they're going to close this one out, but at the end of the day, I would like to know something more beyond the scenario, because I get it already, and I don't know what they're going to do. But again, if it's a great story with great characters, I mean, we can follow the same family, but what are they going to do? Run away from these monsters again? I don't know.
But I mean, look,
I mean, yes,
true,
they are going to do that.
But we can say that, and I'm right with you. I'm right with you there. But you and I can both say that. But then they have something on TV called All of Us Are Dead, which is literally the same thing that happens every episode.
Yeah,
or Walking Dead, or whatever. But like you said in part 2, they did expand it. They found other people, the whole idea of it, and then what their character journeys are. Like, for instance, the daughter. Something Simmons. I keep forgetting the daughter's name. But anyway, the actress who plays the daughter, should say. As long as they keep the focus, because this has been one of the great things I think about the Quiet Place movies, is that it hasn't been about the monsters.
No, of course.
It's been about the family and their journey. And if they can do that, because you're right, if it just starts to become about who are the monsters killing this time, that's going to get real stale real fast.
I mean, if they can figure out some way, not to get too highfalutin, but as humanity exists within this world, how does this situation change humanity? How does it change the family unit when you have to already, as you grow older and you deal with your family? It's one thing, but if you can make this a big allegory as to, what it means to become an adult or something, I mean, there's got to be something more going on. It just seems like this scenario is like, I get it. Are they going to make it work a third time? Maybe. They must. If Krasinski's involved, he might have already had an idea. He wrote the Journal of the Wills of the Quiet Place franchise. And he's got it all mapped out.
Little Lucasfilm there reference for those of you who didn't know what he was talking about. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? We have not one, but 2 new Quiet Place universe movies. What was it? The Quiet...
Cuckoo.
And what does it stand for?
Cinematic Universe.
Quiet
Cinematic
Universe.
The Cuckoo. Whatever.
The Cuckoo.
We got 2 of them coming.
It would be QUCU.
The QUC. That's right. The QUCU. Yeah. That's right. I like it. The Cuckoo. So anyway, guys, we got 2 movies coming. There's the spinoff that's going to be directed by the Pig director, and we got a legitimate Quiet Place 3. They're suggesting it's probably going to be John Krasinski. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. How do you guys feel about it? Jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts.